right. Sorry for the late start. I forgot to do something a bit. Hello, everybody. Hello, Luca, Mystery Theater, Apparitions, Armagus. Let's see. Oh, God. Welcome back to Rose Guns Days. Last time, the new wandering dogs continued to be adorable, and they got their name, and they got approval from Wayne. And Zell is just the sweetest little amnesiac who probably has like some kind of dark past and connected with the Gold Dragon Society, but oh God, for now everything's great. So let's enjoy. Oh, hello NGH, welcome back. For now, everything's being absolutely wonderful, except Lee Meiju might be being bumped off, which is sad because even though he was a bit shady before, hello OA. I hope you're not too tired. If you are, please, get some rest. Hopefully Lee Meiju won't be bumped off. We haven't really met a proper antagonist for this second arc yet. I have a feeling it's going to be split across this and the next part of Rose Guns Days, just like part 1 was split between 2, but that's really more because I think the whole Alfred arc was kind of like an introductory thing, and the first real arc was when Caleb started, and that was probably the length of a whole part. So if you take the Alfred stuff as a kind of introductory thing, then the Caleb stuff was the length of a whole part. Of course, that leaves the question of how long are the other parts gonna be, because are we going to have 4 arcs or 3 arcs overall? Because if it's 4, then one of them is going to be noticeably a lot shorter than the others, just because of how long the first one took. But never mind that. Let's get back into it. We started back off with Jean, yep. And Julie. Please tell me if the music is too loud or too soft. These kids are kind of cute, doing their best and getting all fired up in the criminal underworld. The ambitious young are a treasure in all eras and all countries. Still, as I listen, it feels like the atmosphere of the times changed a lot. Felt a lot more bleak and savage during the time Madame Rose and Father Caleb were at each other's throats. That's definitely true. The tone has become a lot more lighthearted, probably because our main characters are younger in this arc. True, only 1 year of time had passed. However, during that year, it's probably accurate to say that City 23 was reborn into something beyond recognition. Oh, we're going to introduce a new character. Thanks, Apparition. Oh, that's cool. I think those are the fruits of Madame Rose's efforts. First, by uniting the criminal underworld, come on, I hate these stupid messages. First, by uniting the criminal underworld, she suppressed the feuds within City 23. Next, she gathered up special offers windows and, by removing swindling middlemen, was able to improve wages for laborers. And then, by forming a labor union for her countrymen, she constructed a system by which her countrymen could take advantage of those wage rises. Her achievement, pushing all this through in Tokyo, where colonies of Japanese were being weeded out one by one, was beyond measure. It probably won't surprise you to hear that many Japanese neighborhoods were created in City 23, even though they were rare in Tokyo. Yeah, it's sort of like she was less of an underworld boss, and more like a mayor or politician. True, she may have been the head of a Japanese self-governing unit in City 23, subjugating the criminal underworld, improving wages for laborers. The next goal she wanted to accomplish was culture, particularly food culture. We do keep hearing about how no one can get soy sauce. In Japan, It was such an important ingredient that they called it a drop of the Japanese soul. At that time, Japanese soy sauce production dropped steeply. It only circulated amongst a few rich people as an ultra-luxury item. It became something the common man couldn't easily get his hands on. Madame Rose wanted to improve this situation and make it possible for housewives to obtain soy sauce for home use. To do that, it needed to focus on soy sauce distribution and, above all, production. Ah, so when Madame Rose left to go to Chiba... Correct. Since before the war, Chiba was Japan's leading producer of soy sauce. Soy sauce is just like everything else. Where people gather, money gathers, and villains who are after that money complain. So those involved in the Chiba soy sauce industry were forced to huddle beneath a person who would protect them. In other words, she'd have to talk to the family boss in power in Chiba. Baby noise? Oh wait, oh no. That's not my kid, no. That's the cat purring weirdly. No, oh wait, I'm sorry, jeez. That was the cat, don't worry. Coco. That was just her right there, being all silly. Anyway, back to the story. In other words, she'd have to talk to the family boss in power in Chiba. Exactly. And that boss was Satomi Yoshikage, president of the Satomi Alliance. I really hope she doesn't have a thing for hands. Oh, it's a guy. Satomi is usually a girl's name I've seen. I hope he doesn't have a thing for hands and piano. He was a crafty boss of that organization, which had existed since before the war. Unlike Madame Rose, he was a full-fledged resident of the criminal underworld. However, without his consent, they wouldn't be able to open up new lines of soy sauce distribution. Madame Rose's visit to Chiba was to be carried out quietly. After all, it was being treated like nothing more than a personal meeting between Madame Rose and President Satomi. Also, someone acquainted with the other party had advised them that a huge procession with dozens of guards would give them an unfavorable impression. Because of that, they decided to go with just 5 guards who had been frontline troops led by Wayne. A car of guards traveled in front. Only Madame Rose's car traveled behind, making for a very short procession. Several cars back from Madame Rose's, a piece of junk car followed. Oliver was at the wheel, and the other 3 were with him. Anyone here been to Chiba before? A long time ago we went. Think we might be able to eat better there than City 23. But it was a total letdown. If you're gonna be an alley rat, Tokyo's the place to be, believe me. Why? Because Tokyo is directly governed by the occupying forces. The countryside areas governed by the puppet Japanese government were very impoverished right after the war, it was said. There were rumors that the occupying forces intentionally divided up restoration budgets in a very uneven manner. By doing so, they would create the impression that they were more efficient at governing than the Japanese government. In addition, money and food had been thrown around left and right in the Tokyo independent cities, where the Americans and Chinese were competing with each other. Right after the disaster, all the Japanese people said Tokyo would be taken over by the Americans and the Chinese, so they ran away to the countryside. But when people heard they'd been handing out bundles of dough, a lot of them rushed back to Tokyo. guess we sort of fit into that group.
However, the number of Americans and Chinese immigrants jumped quickly. With the frantic post-war reconstruction, the scenery started looking like a foreign country, and it became a city where Japanese wasn't understood. When that happened, Japanese people started leaving again.
And the people who still remained after that are the guys living in City 23 now. Even if it's full of English and Chinese, it really is easier to live in a big city. Just count the number of trash bins, leftover meals, wipeable bags, and sitting ducks. Tokyo's on a whole different level, baby. Sorry. If a city is poor, then the poverty of people living in alleys is even greater. In the end, no matter how foreign the environment is, it's easiest for people to live in cities. At some point, the scenery outside the window had changed into a completely different world, totally unlike City 23. Sadly, Luca, that game is actually 30 years old. Because I am fucking ancient. Why is Super Mario World 30 years old? Why? God damn it. At some point, the scenery outside the window had changed into a completely different world, totally unlike City 23. Fields as far as the eye could see. However, it was hard to describe this as a peaceful, idyllic rural landscape. The fields were set up at random, like a patchwork quilt. The towns they could see were all groups of shacks around the ruins of old towns. They'd built out of the tons of scrap wood and rubble left behind from the Great Disaster. Yep, Apparition, you and I both know that. Seriously. I played that game to pieces. I even bought a Game Genie for that. Not to win, because it's a super easy game, but to add crazy effects. And I actually added in a code that made you able to play the introductory screen. It was fucking hilarious at the time. God, I remember first getting Super Mario World back in '91 with the pack-in with the Super Nintendo. And also we got Link to the Past at the same time. Anyway, back to Rose Guns days. There was no comparison between this and the American-style skyscrapers that pierced the heavens of City 23. Even though they left the borders of City 23 less than an hour ago. It was a scene of unbelievable devastation and looked like something out of a previous era. As the occupying forces may have turned Tokyo into a different country with their crazy reconstruction. But without that, Tokyo would probably still be like this.
This is a real post-war Japan.
Apparently, people who talk about Japanese pride would still rather have it like this. Lots of people in the countryside would tell you that just looking at neon signs in English and Chinese gets on their nerves.
So, do you choose your Japanese pride and go to the poor countryside?
Or are you more like, yay, food! Nikuman! It's probably something like that. So I guess it means that after all. Even though they're both Japanese, people living in Tokyo and people living in the countryside have very different views. That's how it is everywhere. And people in the countryside call us traders who've sold our souls. Ooh. They'll even say we're licking the American soldier's shoes, so they'll give us treats. I love that expression of Nina's so much.
So say the people who are capable of eating without selling their souls.
I see. So people's views can change that much. Even then, you just cross a single river between City 23 and Ichikawa. So it'll be a conference between a Chiba boss like that and people like us who are completely used to going by best on names. The Satomi Alliance had a history of controlling Chiba since before the war. President Satomi Yoshikage, who stood at the head of the organization, had maintained it even through this chaotic time and so protected its foundation in that region. He was an elderly, mellow man born in the Meiji era. He had a hobby of collecting Japanese swords, liked Japanese clothing, and despised Western clothing. Oh crap, we gotta change it to kimonos! While he loved honor and compassion, it was said that he hated decadent foreign culture so much that he'd break out in hives. I think for everyone that wasn't born in the past year 2000, it really does feel like the year 2000 was only a few years ago. Honestly, I think every millennial kind of feels that way. It's just crazy. It just doesn't feel like that much time has passed since the year 2000, even though it has. Mystery Theater. It's just some crazy thing that all of us are going through. So Madame Rose, a person who is younger than his granddaughter and who used a Western style name instead of a real name, would be meeting with a person like that. Oh boy. I see. These talks could be quite troublesome. Is City 23 desirable to the Satomi Alliance?
If you can put up with English and Chinese billboards, it's overflowing with goods and money. Madame Rose probably plans to use that as incentive to get him to put soy sauce into circulation.
But now it's hard for powers in the countryside to extend their influence into the new, practically foreign Tokyo. In particular, a nationalist group like the Satomi Alliance wasn't an organization Tokyo wanted to deal with. But even so, the wealth of cheap imported American and Chinese goods was desirable. And so it was likely President Satomi would have few objections to a plan to restore Japanese culture by bringing soy sauce to Tokyo. On a business level, there's room for things to go smoothly. The problem is whether an old man who hates foreigners will accept people like us when he thinks we've been getting rich by sucking up to American troops. Quietly, the line of cars raced through the patchwork rural landscape. Since the highway was also an artery between Tokyo and Chiba, there were several cargo trucks going down it too. Behind several of these trucks, there were also a few suspicious cars following Rose's group. It's got to be some sort of conference between Primavera and the Satomi Alliance. I don't care what it is. She's hardly ever got so few guards around her. Who do you guys work for? If we want to take her down, we'll never get a better chance than this. I don't think you work for the Golden Dragon Society. We'll make it look like the Satomi Alliance did it. Make absolutely sure you don't do anything that exposes our employer. The car was packed with people who clearly weren't honest men. There was an odd sense about the men, a killing intent, murderous intent. Their eyes gleamed. It was easy to imagine that they were hitmen, sent by someone after Madame Rose's life. I mean, isn't that what they just said? Primavera's adjustment of labor wages had an enormous effect on the surrounding cities. There were now frequent demonstrations and strikes by laborers in other cities, as they demanded wages on par with City 23. As a result, those greedy owners of special offers windows had been forced to make certain concessions to the laborers. To put it another way, the concessions they made were equal to what they lost from the profits of their wage swindling. There'd be nothing strange about one of them wanting to return with the resentment and targeting Madame Rose. The hitmen all appeared to be Japanese. However, there were so many possibilities about their employer. American, Chinese, someone from another city. That was hard to guess. The cars entered Choshi City. The city, which had a prominent fishing harbor, was one of the most flourishing cities on the Pacific Ocean side of the Chiba Prefecture. The townscape included no traces of English or Chinese neon signs. I don't know who's talking here, but I'd totally forgotten that scenes like this existed. The good old look of Japan, reminiscent of pre-war Tokyo, remained here. The countryside government had designated it as a city for high-priority reconstruction. And so the large reconstruction efforts here had produced results. Now I can understand why people who couldn't adapt to the new foreign Tokyo would choose to escape to the countryside. Choshi City felt like an all-Japanese city, but of course not everyone who lived in Chiba was Japanese. Immediately following the Great Disaster, large numbers of American Army transport ships landed on Kujikuri Beach and became the first wave of Japanese restoration. Because of that, the anti-American feelings in the area around Togane City weren't so strong, and a vast American town had been formed. So those men of the sea who couldn't wipe away their mistrust of Americans went to Choshi, which might have created this pure Japanese atmosphere. The line of cars stopped on the outskirts of the port city. Their meeting with President Satomi was supposed to start in the evening. However, it was still just past noon. I wonder if they're ever going to make a reference to Hinamizawa, given that they're out in the countryside. Were they planning to kill some time at some bar until the meeting started? Nope. They're here to meet a certain person before the conference. That person would act as mediator in setting up this meeting with President Satomi. Wonder who it is. I can't believe they won't even tell us guards. Maybe it's some big shot from the old government who's been labeled as a war criminal.
Or it could be someone from the underworld who's so big, just speaking their name would be terrible. I'm getting pretty nervous.
The car had stopped at a beat-up, slightly large Western-style restaurant. Probably served food during the day, alcohol during the night. The Western-side building would look natural in City 23, but it seemed a bit out of place in this city. It's a bit seedy. If you were going to speak with some mysterious big shot, wouldn't you expect it to be in the lobby of a luxury hotel or something? That sort of thinking is probably because we've been poisoned by American and Chinese culture. That might be true.
Shh. It's Wayne-san. Listen up closely. Madame Rose is about to meet a certain poison in this restaurant. However, you're not to speak of this poison. Don't talk about him and forget you even saw him. You were not here. If you let anything slip, I'll follow the law of the wolf and kill you.
Yes, boss. Yes, boss. Yes, boss.
Yes, boss.
Right off the bat, he's making us incredibly tense. However, Madame Rose, the one who was actually supposed to meet this person, looked bright and cheery. I never imagined I'd have you as one of my guards, Sal. A pleasure working with you. And the same goes for the rest of you. Fear not, Madame Rose. We will protect you without fail. Thank you. But don't be so tense. We aren't going to meet anyone scary. It's a friend of mine. Even though Wayne was threatening them, Rose said it was a friend. Who on earth could it be? Is it Chloe? I mean, not Chloe. Goddammit, I forgot her name again. Fuck. I couldn't tell if I was nervous or just gaping. I know her name began with a C. Oh. Let's see. Who is this new character? Even though it's just afternoon, there was a surprisingly large number of guests in the restaurant. However, there wasn't a single private conversation. Everyone seemed to be quietly opening their hearts to the songstress on a small stage. Is it her, I wonder? Claudia, that was it. Thank you, Mystery Theater. God. It was a full voice, with the grandeur of one who knew all about life's joys and sorrows. Oh my God, could it be Amanda? Oh my God, if it's Amanda, I will be so fucking hyped. Because Amanda skipped town before. Oh my God. I would be so fucking hyped if it was Amanda. That's a wonderful voice. She's an incredible singer.
You're better, Zell. Let's pretend to be customers and get close to Madame Rose.
Yeah. Whether you're poi snatch in a garden, gotta blend in with the atmosphere. Madame Rose walked up to the counter and ordered something. While the guards steadily formed a zone of safety around her, they were careful to always remain a step away so as not to overemphasize their presence. It was necessary for the Primavera's family's highest VIP to maintain her dignity, margin, and beauty, even when surrounded by enough guards to ensure her safety. We could learn from them.
Yes. They're nothing like bodyguards at cheap bars. They're what I want to be. Look.
Oh, that's Charles. God damn it.
Look, Aniki Wayne's looking so cool!
Even though he's looking casual, he's glancing about with no blind spots. At that moment, Wayne's hand snuck into his pocket. He was clearly putting his hand on his gun. The four-person group looked around, startled, but they couldn't sense any approaching danger. The only difference was that a different man was standing behind the counter like a bartender. Ooh, we're getting a new theme song here, so it's probably a new character. What's wrong? He's supposed to be dead! Oh my God! Oh my fucking God! It's Alfred, isn't it? He's... Jeez. What are you talking about? Everyone thought he was dead. No one ever actually announced anything like that, but everyone assumed it, so that's what the word on the street said. Nina might have been ill-suited to be lady of the evening, but she had just one skill that would have helped her there. She never forgot a face she had seen. Shit! Does everyone fucking use rubber bullets or some shit? I fucking... What? Apparently guns in this universe don't actually shoot actual bullets. Seriously, just end... fucking kidding me? The full fucking shit. Oh, come on. What? For the Caleb? How? What? Do we have clerics in this universe who can just revivify? Like, what the actual fuck? Okay, so I'm pretty much not gonna believe any character death ever in this. Like, my God. Seriously. 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 I'm not gonna, no matter what happens, like, even if they're fucking riddled with bullets, I am not going to fucking expect anyone to be killed in this fucking story. That's basically what it's saying right now. Alfred was a fucking hit. Like, no, literally everyone, all named characters are fucking immortal. Oh my God. They better have a good explanation for this. Startled. Oliver and Charles also stared at the man behind the counter. The man facing Madame Rose across the counter was without a doubt the man who controlled the City 23 underworld during 1947. And the songstress finished singing. I hope the songstress is Amanda. It would be sweet if they actually got to run away to the countryside after all. He stepped down from the stage to great applause and approached Madame Rose. She hadn't been able to see earlier because of the darkness, but Nina remembered the face of that singer too. Yes! Called it! Called it! Oh my God. Well, of course Madame Amanda's alive. We knew that she ran away. Madame Amanda! She's alive? In City 23. Everyone thought that Caleb and Amanda had both lost their lives during the gun battle on that legendary night. Well, I mean, everyone knew Amanda lived. She just got shot and sent to the hospital, and then they said she was okay. But, since no one denied it and everyone assumed it was true, it became the generally accepted opinion. Even though this is kind of bullshit, I am actually happy that they actually did get to run away together after all. To the countryside, like Amanda wanted. But, like, how? How? We saw what happened to Caleb. It's not like Alfred, who was, like, always kind of like a joke villain. But Caleb was really they better have a fucking explanation. It's been a long time since we last met. Have you been doing well? I've been great, thanks. I've been so busy there isn't even time to sleep.
I imagine so. Bet you didn't think you would use this voice again for this LP, Collider. I've heard the rumors. Our fight didn't end that night.
That night, I inherited your position. And I started working the next morning.
You can make my ideals come true better than I can. I only let you win because I felt like it. Don't you get the wrong idea. If we'd gone at each other full force, I wouldn't have lost.
Yes, I knew that well.
He certainly likes to think that way, but you won on terms of dignity. Also, congratulations on constructing the City 23 Union.
Thank you very much. But of course, we've only just begun.
If you want to solidify your position, you'll need to make your base of support really feel that you're benefiting them. It's just like war.
Like, I forget Caleb's right-hand man who had a crush on him. Miguel. Did he die? Like, I'm betting he's probably still alive and working there, I'm assuming, right? Or did Miguel... Miguel's probably still alive too, I'm guessing, because, like, it's official. Literally, no people cannot die in this universe.
It's just like war. Unless you concentrate your forces and move forward, you can't influence the battlefront.
I understand. Ultimately, I want to save all of our countrymen. But to do that, I gotta start by saving our countrymen in City 23.
It must have hurt your heart to cut off our countrymen in other cities. Some people must have said some pretty heartless things, too.
I understand. However, it's my role to be hurt by things like that. It's the role of Primavera's madam to stand at the brunt and get hurt before everyone else. Caleb and Amanda exchanged glances and smiled. Even after that day, Rosa remained in close contact with those two. In particular, Amanda called Rose every day with lectures on leading people in an empire building. Well, that is adorable. And what's going on? Aren't they enemies? It definitely doesn't feel like anything that's serious. Well, Madame Rose is a charitable person after all. I'll bet she forgave them in secret.
I can't imagine that ferocious leader, Father Caleb, giving up and retiring.
Same. Like, how the fuck? It definitely doesn't feel like he was defeated by Madame Rose and gave up. Caleb and Amanda smiled at each other as they exchanged words with Rose. Could people have been killing each other all over Stage 23 really smile together so peacefully? It's probably beyond what we can imagine, but by communicating with each other in their own way, they probably found a belief or something that they could agree on. I am sure that's it. Unlike Rose, Wayne didn't seem to trust those two at all. I mean, surely you should trust Amanda. When, like, it's pretty clear what she was doing to help you guys. She was kind of like a mole in their organization. Seeing this, Amanda told him it was okay to calm down. So he sulked and looked away like a little kid. Damn. Wayne is just going back to Arc 1 Wayne in the presence of the other characters. Still, even that felt like a scene between two friends fighting. Wayne had told them not to tell anyone about this, but I doubt anyone would believe us.
Seriously? Imagine Father Caleb alive and sharing a drink with Madame Rose. Even in Shoji, please you take Join your side. Probably a man too valuable to kill.
That's not it. Like Vane-san said, let's forget about it. About everything today. What's happening here has nothing to do with Primavera. It's a private matter for Madame Rose. They all nodded. For a while, Madame Rose shared a drink with those comrades who had raced across the City 23 underworld for the sake of their countrymen. Surely he was a hidden big shot who was working as an intermediary between the Satomi Alliance and Primavera.
Still, soy sauce. What a womanly, amusing idea. True enough, if that city smells like soy sauce, it'd be a bit easy to remember which country we're in.
As you know, soy sauce production facilities across Japan were wiped out in the Great Disaster. Food support from America and China swallowed Japan up long before we could rebuild our production and distribution networks. It becomes impossible for businesses to sell soy sauce.
Satomu Yoshikage is the one who changed that. He saw the sudden drop in production as an opportunity.
He turned it into a luxury item, targeted at certain groups of rich people instead of the common man.
These are the times we live in. There aren't many, but there are still several Japanese people who burn money like crazy and become rich. To people like that, it is like mom's cooking. Something precious enough to be worth piling up stacks of money for.
That's right. It's the taste of mom's cooking. However, that's because their mother's homemade food tasted like soy sauce. If we leave things like this, then in 20 years, it won't be long before mom's cooking tastes like hamburgers. Food is also a type of culture. If we lose our culture, we lose our sense of being fellow countrymen.
And the Japanese will truly be destroyed.
We have to put soy sauce back into the hands of the common man.
You don't really feel it in Tokyo, controlled by those occupying forces foreigners. But in the countryside, there's a lot of Japanese puppet bureaucrats.
They're making it big on various vicious businesses that would put those corrupt American officers to shame.
That new nobility's been the target of Satomi's new and newly established luxury distribution of soy sauce. By now, the soy sauce business is a huge source of income for the Satomi Alliance.
This Satomi Alliance reminds me of the Omi Alliance in Yakuza.
I doubt that old man will be willing to let go of it so easily.
However, I could feel it when I was talking with Satomi-san on the phone. He's also mourning the current state of Japan. He thinks the age where the scent of soy sauce and miso drifts across the evening streets is something we must not lose.
You mean that supervillain Satomi? I find that a bit hard to believe. I talk about with him a lot. I'm sure I'll at least listen to you. After all, he's a greedy old man. He's been eyeing City 23 all the time, ever since my era. If you dangle a deal with City 23 in front of him, he'll probably get his mouth watering.
I wish you luck. Thanks for relying on us. Wayne, please be a dear and continue to look after Rose.
I don't need you to tell me that. You got dignified, kid. I'll bet you wish Leo could see you now, huh? He ain't coming back until the next arc. Shut up. I'll surpass him. Unless he comes back in a freaking Super Saiyan 2. And by the time he comes back, I'll be as strong as he was. And then when he comes back, he'll have reached a brand new level. And I'll be like, gah.
At that moment, the doorbell rang, announcing the arrival of another guest. A group of several clearly disreputable men entered. I really want to know how the fuck he survived. Especially if Miguel survived. There's gotta be some kind of explanation how he fucking survived. Like, I can believe that the way the gunfight ended, maybe Caleb, like, Ryukishi used his famous, like, you know, what do we call it? Unreliable narrator thing to say that, okay, actually Caleb surrendered and his wounds weren't that bad. Like, yeah, I agree pretty much, Mystery Theater. It all depends on how Caleb is going to be used further in story. Like, Alfred was kind of okay. It's just Alfred, because Alfred was always been like just a goofy villain. He was just like kind of a joke, whatever. He was brought back for comedy, but Caleb was a much more serious villain, and I really do hope he was brought back for an actual reason, like rather than just to be a contact here in Chiba, which really could have just been Amanda, honestly. And especially if Miguel comes back, I really would like an explanation on how the fuck he survived. Because I don't think there's any room for an unreliable narrator in Miguel, where it really, really looked like he was fucking dead. Unless the fight between Wayne and Miguel was complete bullshit. Like, which I really doubt. In particular, the outfit of the man in front was crazy enough that you'd never forget it after seeing it once. I fucking knew it! God! Seriously. Like, I can't believe I just had to do one more fucking click. One more fucking click. How the fuck? You better have a fucking explanation. Jeez. Oh my god.
It's Miguel. What the absolute fucking batshit hell?
Who? I wasn't here in that arc. Caleb's right-hand man. It said he once fought Aniki Wayne one-on-one, and it really, 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 really looked like he died. So, even he's alive. I guess we're freaking immortal.
I always thought that wouldn't be enough to kill you.
I could never get killed by someone like you. How in the absolute fuck? I'm up for a rematch whenever you like, darling. Oh, very nice. Guess I'll ask you when a chance to present yourself.
Right now, Miguel's in the care of President Satomi. He's my little treasure. A man who'd make a name for himself wherever he goes.
But of course, I'm Father Caleb's best killer after all. No one in this laid-back countryside could give me a run for my money. Seriously, that's even more bullshit. Like, what the actual fuck? Damn. Uh, is there magic in this world? Like, I, like, with an unreliable narrator stuff, I can kind of accept Caleb as the more I think about it, because that fight was kind of short, and there wasn't as much description of what happened to Caleb. It was a lot of implication, but literally, Miguel had a like seriously. Yeah, Zarmegas. That's what I was thinking of with Rose versus Caleb. Like, the it was very unreliable narrator of Ryukishi to do that with Caleb. Like, I can kind of accept it now that I think more about it, even though it's a bit less bullshit now I think about it. But Miguel is the biggest bullshit. We saw how badly injured he was. He did like hold this big dramatic death scene of like asking permission to die and everything. I I can't like how it makes no fucking sense. I kind of I almost kind of agree, Mystery Theater. It's it's really weird for Miguel to come back, especially because of all the description they did with his fight with Wayne. It wasn't just, the fighting mini games with him. They actually had like real description of how badly hurt he was and everything, and the whole thing with having permission to die. Like, they really better think of a good explanation, and they can't just brush it off. Because I gotta say, I'll kind of be pissed about that if it's literally just brushed off. Shiva had maintained a temporary peace under the firm control of the Satomi Alliance. However, peace in the criminal underworld can't be preserved by anything except strength. To the Satomi Alliance, this brutal man must have been a lucky find. In exchange for Miguel's service, they're willing to silently acknowledge Caleb's presence in Shiba. Like, it feels so weird for Miguel especially to give up like that. And it doesn't feel like in Caleb's character as it was presented before for him to I don't know, it still feels a bit off to me, especially Miguel. Like, with all the description they did of what happened to him, like, because they clearly spent more time on the fight between Miguel and Wayne than they did on Rose versus Caleb, and now I can see why that is now, because Caleb lived, but Miguel lived. Like, I don't know, kind of bullshit. I gotta say, for now, that's what it seems like for now. Unless, like, is there magic in this world? Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like there is. But now I am actually thinking there might be. Or at least they might have had a deal like that. Want a drink? I'll pass. I'm on the job right now. As President Satomi's messenger, I've come to escort you. Madam Rose. It's been a long time, Miguel-san. It's like you're a completely different person. I feel the same way. I believe I'm a completely different person from the one I was when I met you. At this rate, it looks like we better not underestimate Primavera. Take care of her, Miguel. Give my regards to old man Satomi. Yes, Caleb. Come along, Madam Rose. Let's go, you four. Oh,
You brought your subordinates. You're pretty important now, aren't you? Hey, kitty, you're pretty young. Just how old are you?
He wore a mildly mocking smile, but he had a killing intent so sharp that just looking at him felt like it'd puncture your eyes. His knife was even sharper, and the terrifying legends of all of Caleb's enemies he had cut with it still remained in the criminal underworld.
Oh, did that take you off? Or are you just scared? You're so much like Wayne used to be. How can you laugh with such a cold gaze? Are those what a hired killer's eyes look like?
Better not look at him. He'd take you down. He has freaking hockey.
Damn it. Treating me like a brat.
Looks like even you can't tell who not to pick a fight with.
He had me scared. Damn it.
Wait, is it? Oh, just like even you can tell who not to pick a fight with.
It's just a bad matchup. We aren't even close to his level.
Zell firmly clapped Oliver on the shoulder. Nice job hanging in there. You did great, Oliver. Oh my god. Knowing not to pick pointless fights. That's a good trick for keeping your fortune from going down.
Even I know he's not a person I can afford to pick a fight with.
Yeah, totally. If we suddenly wiped the floor with our negotiation partner's messenger, they'd never let us live it down.
Huh?
First move, Nina drops that cup, and the smashing noise makes him turn his head. Second move, Charles catches him off his guard. Oh my god! Damn! She is actually yeah, she is totally a super genius. Holy shit. Wow. She is like fucking Batman. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Charles catches him off guard. Third move, Oliver lays down his finishing strike. Fourth move, I make Oliver stop with a hair's breadth of hitting him and says this. Don't underestimate the wandering dogs. Just like that. We'd mess up everything if we did that now. Okay, let's go.
My god, you are absolutely terrifying. And that also makes me quite more attracted to you. Oh, bother.
Zell laughed easily and followed after Wayne and the other guards. After hearing something so insane escape her lips, the other three could only stare open mouths. That Goyle says some crazy stuff sometimes, right guys?
Like we could ever instantly take out that killer Miguel. Damn it.
Who's talking here? I can't figure out who's talking. Damn it. I'm just gonna read this as narration. Even though we were totally terrified by that killer, Zell wasn't phased at all. She believed in our strength, as if we had a chance of beating that man if we joined together. She, really is crazy, that's for sure.
Let's go, wandering dogs. Don't slow Zell down. Yeah.
Miguel's group had a car waiting outside. They'll probably lead the way for us. Thank you for your assistance.
Okay, let's go. Don't you go getting lost, okay? Make sure you only your guards down, you all.
Yes, sir.
Oh, trust me, I think Zell is the last person you have to tell about that. I'm getting all tense. Don't get scared, fool. Once people underestimate you, it's all over.
Even if you say that, it's still tense! Aren't you scared, Zell? It isn't nice to get scared of someone you haven't even met for no reason.
Zell, your guts are the real thing.
The line of cars started moving, with Miguel's at the head. As for the pursuers who watched quietly from the shadows. Okay. Bye, wait. Have a good rest.
So they met up with the Hitomi Alliance. Surely us generic mooks can take on the bosses from the previous arc, as well as the main characters from the new arc. We definitely have even a 1% chance. We should have jumped in instead of sitting here wetting ourselves. Don't be hasty. We just have to stay calm, watch, and wait for them to come back. We know how many guards they have, and we know Madame Rose is with them. We won't let her get back to Tokyo. Put an end to her in Chiba. Surely, even with the bosses from the previous arc and the heroes from the new arc. We are totally gonna win. Generic Mook Gang forever!
The men disappeared into the shadows. Nothing remained except their trampled cigarette butts. However, they didn't notice that a small shadow was stealthily watching them. It's the ninja girl. I bet. Right? Yup. Shaolan, that was her name. She never speaks. Rose's procession followed Miguel's car, which raced down a highway with a view of the beach. They could see a fishing port lined with countless fishing boats. It was a scene that told them without doubt that they were in Japan. Even if it's too late for Tokyo, maybe it's still possible to protect this scene from our homeland, at least in the countryside. No one said it out loud. They seemed to be quietly thinking about the future of their homeland. Eventually, a pure Japanese-style mansion came into view. It was the mansion of Satomi Yoshikage, president of the Satomi Alliance.
You all did well to come so far. I am Satomi Yoshikage.
It is an honor to have been granted an audience with you. I am the board chairman of City 23 Society for the Mutual Aid of Japanese Countrymen. Or SMAGIC. My name is Haibara Misaki. Rumor had it that he absolutely detested words from horizontal writing. She avoided introducing herself as the Madam of Primavera. Then, beyond the bamboo blinds, a stout, dignified-looking man sat, his shoulders shaking as he laughed heartily. Was that the very first time we heard of her Japanese name? I think she might have mentioned it to Leo. A tense atmosphere enshrouded the Great Hall, which was lined with high-ranking members of the Satomi Alliance.
I do believe you go by a different name whilst in Tokyo, yes? I, cannot say I appreciate being pandered to in such a manner.
Forgive me. Allow me to introduce myself again. I am Rose Haibara, Madam of the Primavera family.
How saddening. To think that a young person, born in Japan, will go by a non-Japanese name. Don't you think your parents don't want to put so much thought into giving you a name? Will be saddened by this.
No, I don't.
Well, if it goes like that, Mystery Theater, then we're gonna meet all the members of the freaking Satomi Alliance, and they're gonna show up at the very end of this arc and just shoot each other in the back as they say, "No, I was the mastermind. No, I was the mastermind. No, I was the mastermind. No, I was the mastermind."
No, I don't. They say a name symbolizes the body. However, that doesn't mean a name determines what a person really is. People obtain names that are well suited for their bodies. We call ourselves and we are called these days are trivial matters. My name can be given to me by my countrymen in the future, and judged by whatever I accomplish. That is how little I care about the name I take while I still live. And the same thing goes for your name, Yoshikage.
Oh,
I imagine if there's a equivalent of Ryuji, it would be this guy's son. I guess he doesn't get a sprite, which is kind of rare for a Ryukishi novel that's past Higurashi.
Since we're still alive, what name we go by now is a trivial matter. The question is what we will leave behind for future generations. The truly fitting name that we will all be given is the sum of all we leave behind. At this moment, where Japan lies defeated and our homeland is on the brink of destruction, old men who relax in their tatami math while neglecting their countrymen will not be highly thought of by people in the future.
Damn, Rose. So badass. The executives all muttered and stirred. This was clear provocation after all.
then what of yourself? Can you accomplish something that will be spoken of by later generations?
I desire nothing of the sort. I don't care if I disappear into the gaps of history. However, I want to become one link in the chain that leads our culture into the future.
It seems you have some objections regarding my soy sauce business.
I want to discuss the matter of distributing goods at reasonable prices.
But you see, I can sell it for so much, yes?
As Satomi spoke with a facetious air, his executives all laughed loudly.
What's wrong with selling things for a high price, if that's what they will sell for? It's like video games in Australia.
When culture is taken out of the hands of the common man, it dies.
If I sold it for cheap, I'd stand to lose too much. I'd have to sell one of my yachts. Then I'd only have one yacht. Do you know what that's like?
So you don't care if Japan loses its soy sauce culture as a result?
That won't be a problem while I'm still alive.
Damn, a true boomer.
Ah, jeez. Wow.
That is probably the most boomer sentence possible to say.
Probably.
In other words, you're willing to stuff our soy sauce culture into a coffin. To take something that ought to be passed down to the future and make it your own personal property. I cannot allow for such a thing to take place.
Oh? Which means...
To protect the culture of our future countrymen, I am prepared to go down in flames and take you with me. Holy shit. Rose is very serious about soy sauce.
What'd you say?
The executive members of the Satomi Alliance all rose up and shouted. Wayne dashed forward, glaring at the young executives who were poised to leap toward them. However, Rose and Satomi remained silent as sparks flew across the bamboo blinds between them.
Be seated, all of you. Sit down, get your asses on the floor. The president said sit. Sit down now.
With an angry roar like an earthquake, Satomi silenced everyone in the room in an instant. Reluctantly, still glaring at Rose's group, the executives on his side took their seats. Wayne also wiped away cold sweat, returned to his former position, and sat down. Every once in a while, Rose did things that were terrifyingly daring. Ever since she had gained confidence as the representative of City 23's underworld. Oh, God, why does it auto-click? Sometimes, when that stupid message box pops up, she had only grown more imposing. Once again, Wayne was astonished by the depths of the person he served.
That princess of yours has gotten pretty dignified, hasn't she? Of course. She's the one who crushed your boss. Oh.
Satomi slowly rose to his feet and passed through bamboo blinds. His large body shook the tatami mats. Though he was old, he was still as imposing as a giant, and had a dignity that made even Wayne gulp.
Shall we take a short walk in the garden?
I would be happy to.
Give us some space, you all. Let's continue this discussion alone, shall we? Rose-san.
You stay here too, Wayne-kun. This was the core of enemy territory. No matter what happened, the enemy could erase all traces of it. They could even kill all of Rose's group right here and simply claim that they had never arrived at the mansion. At Satomi's request, they put on sandals and disappeared beyond a grove of trees in the garden. Wayne could only clench his fists and pray for her safety.
Rose-kun.
Yes, sir.
Guess what? You're pissed!
No! Satomi laughed out loud, his large body shaking. Where had his threatening appearance gone to? He looked like a smiling, kindly old grandpa, united with his granddaughter after many years. Satomi-san? Are you really sure that was okay? Your executives look really mad. Oh my god. Okay, so this is gonna go rather easily. I wonder if Satomi's gonna get assassinated. Damn. Because this is going really way too well. At that time, Wayne was witnessing something unbelievable. As soon as Rose and Satomi disappeared into the garden, all of the executives turned to face Wayne and started clapping.
Congrats! Looks like the old man's taking a liking to you. Damn, what a perv. He just loves hearing young girls scold him. Still, she's got balls. Imagine someone that young going through that without getting scared. I see, so that's why K-Razy likes her so much. Okay, let's get some drinks out here. Come on, get it cleaned up. Kitchen's ready to go. Bringing the food in now. Oh my god, this is unbelievable.
Oh, looks like I'm still a kid. Couldn't you tell that they had no killing intent about them?
What do you mean? What's so funny?
Yeah, he's basically the dude version of Oryu. Groups of Nikai waitresses came in from beyond a sliding door, and in seconds a drinking party was set up in the hall. It had all been a farce of Satomi's. Satomi, who liked playing around with young girls, had simply wanted to play the underworld boss with Rose for a bit.
As to the soy sauce issue, sure thing, no problem. We've made enough bundles of cash off that luxury soy sauce anyway. I got no problem with changing our business to a model that the common man can afford.
Thank you very much! This is going way too well. I can't wait to see what's gonna fuck this up. I'm sure everyone in Tokyo will be pleased. Satomi and Rose had already hit it off over the phone. Ah, jeez. Only the stubborn Wayne had been totally unable to trust their partners. And at past the tension he felt onto the other guards. Oh my god. Well, it made sense. Otherwise, no one would have let kid guards like the wandering dogs come along for the ride. Richard had probably been happy to let Zell's group join the guard because he knew that Satomi and Rose were already on good terms.
However,
that's amazing. Wayne is still the butt of the jokes, even with his high fucking ranking. Poor Wayne. Oh my god.
However, even I'm no king. There's plenty in the soy sauce industry who take great pride in their work.
People usually don't act the way you'd like them to, after all.
I know, right? Nobody knows how hard we've got to work at this. I mean, come on!
Would you like to drop by our club one of these days? I think you'll be able to relax and chat about all sorts of things.
You know, I'm a tad particular about my tastes in girls.
I've already researched your tastes. Tight around the middle and big where it counts. It's so weird to hear Rose talking like this. And something about liking girls with well-shaped butts.
You got me there.
Afterwards, during the peaceful drinking party, they began to discuss details. First off, Satomi had no objections to the idea of putting soy sauce culture back into the hands of the common man. However, the soy sauce industry was showing opposition to the idea, since it would mean putting their distribution network back to square one. Even though it only went through luxury channels, their current system had only just been re-established after a long battle. Well, maybe you could make a luxury version of the soy sauce that's like super-de-duper, like really super good, and that way you could still keep your luxury soy sauce for the rich people and they think they're getting a better product, while having, like, you know, a normal version for everyone else. Like have a creme de la creme soy sauce or something like that. That way you could probably continue what you're doing and expand your business. Even though it only went through luxury channels, their current system had only just been re-established after a long battle. So this was the answer that Satomi had finally gotten out of them, after much convincing.
Why don't we start with a little test?
A test?
Yes, that's right. Instead of doing it all at once, let's experiment with a small quantity for now.
In other words, they would start with a small-scale deal and see where it went from there. A practical proposal.
I'm certain that the members of the soy sauce industry are starving for gratitude at the moment.
If the soy sauce passes to the hands of the common man, and the industry hears everyone raising their voices in thanks,
Exactly! I'm sure the soy sauce workers would be ecstatic. And if that happens, I believe they will gladly approve of a plan to change their distribution patterns.
true. I think it's a good proposal.
Think of the aroma of soy sauce drifting down the path home from the town factory. Oh, I'm sure the Japanese won't be able to get enough of it.
I think it's the backdrop of our homeland.
And if, when they drop by the store to buy dinner, they see delicious soy sauce lined up waiting for them.
I'm sure they'll all buy a lot.
I'll do what I can with the price. But it'll still end up being a bit more expensive than it used to. Understand? Bringing it all the way back to pre-war prices would be asking a bit much.
I think everyone understands that. It might be a little expensive, but it's real soy sauce. I'm sure they won't choose that big soy sauce with all its strange added chemicals, no matter how cheap it is.
Yeah, that fake soy sauce really is awful. You're gonna make your tongue go numb or blind you.
In the jumble after the war, a lot of particularly low quality products made the rounds in Japan. This affected alcohol in particular, but the fake soy sauce was certainly one of their infamous products. If it was just soy sauce watered down, that wouldn't be so bad. But there were supposedly several strange chemicals introduced to make it taste plausible. Partly because of that, city folk avoided soy sauce of unknown origins. Rose had thought that this was yet another reason for the distancing of soy sauce from her countrymen. If real soy sauce is available to people, I think that we'll be able to get rid of all the other stuff.
But of course! Once you have to taste the new soy sauce fresh from the production facilities, you'll never forget it. In fact, I'd like to start things off by having you try it first with your own tongues. Here, have some fresh fruits of the sea. Recently brought in from Choshi Harbor.
Oh, incredible! Let's eat.
Can we? Do we get to eat too?
Calm down, fool. Who would eat the enemy camp?
I'll bet we can. If we did not eat after hearing that, it'd actually be rude, right? Well, that taste takes me back.
You're right.
You remember, Zell?
Sweet. It's real soy sauce.
You people are so incautious. Even you, Zell.
Look, even Wayne saw signaling that it's okay to eat. So, hold your horses. And this sour expression on his face, Wayne signaled for them to go ahead. By now, the young executives of the Satomi Alliance were bright and cheery and trying to talk to Wayne. Only he remained in stiff guard mode, refusing all drinks and snacks.
You see, I have to apologize to you, Rose-chan.
For what?
When I first heard what you had to say, I derided you, thinking you were a little girl nobody.
That's understandable.
All that talk about assaulting the Caleb family were just 7 people. And defeating K. Reiji-kun one-on-one. I mean, come on. It seems to be a bit too fantastical to be true.
It was only natural. It was a bit hard to believe that the tyrant Caleb had been defeated by a little girl. At the very least, Satomi hadn't given Rose any credibility, so he'd heard about it from Caleb himself. Before, he had believed that Rose was being used as a mere figurehead by some Chinatown or American mafia group. After leaving City 23, Caleb hid himself in Shiba. Of course, Satomi had heard of this immediately. Satomi had intended to have Caleb as his guest, hoping the man could serve as a commander if there was ever a chance to invade City 23. Then, through talking with Caleb, he heard about Primavera and Madame Rose. He learned about the ideals Madame Rose was expressing and the resolve she had taken when she rose up. It was thanks to Caleb taking the role of young Rose's guardian that President Satomi had acknowledged her as a partner on the same level.
It sounds like Kate Reiji-kun's taking a real liking to you.
It's because we're people who share the same goals. His methods were rash, but his power may have been necessary to break the earth in a desolate land. We made use of the money he collected to buy the special offers windows. By absorbing the Caleb family, Primavera had also absorbed all its assets. Of course, some of the bosses had apparently tried to snatch a few of those assets and make a run for it. But the loyal Miguel has acted as a strict guard for their safe until the end. Then, because Richard managed to secure those assets immediately, nearly all of the money passed into the Primavera's hands. That money, with the sum of all that Caleb had dirtied his hands to scrape together. If he hadn't, then no matter how great Don McDowell's generosity might have been, Primavera would never have been able to purchase the special offers windows so quickly. If I'm the mother of the high-wage utopia that our city folk now praise, then Caleb-san is its father.
Indeed, a father whose existence can never be revealed.
Isn't that just how life is for us residents of the criminal underworld? We live and die by our convictions. Leaving one's name behind in history is a privilege exclusive to people who live in the sunlight. We abandon that privilege in exchange for the power to realize our ideals. Caleb had been a tyrant. He had caused many acts of violence, bringing misfortune to crowds of people. That much would probably be written into history. However, there was also the massive sum of money he had gathered. Without that, Rose wouldn't have been able to make her ideals come true this successfully. Publicly, no one would be able to approve of what he did. I don't know who's talking again. However, on a personal level, I had a thought as the one who stands at the peak of City 23's underworld. Oh, is this Rose? He stained his hands with the blood of many people through his barbarous acts. By now, they're probably being recorded as the barbarism of the tyrant who nearly destroyed City 23. But 100 years from now, it's thought that another side of his barbarism will be fully appreciated.
Let our countrymen in the future judge our accomplishments. Our names while we live are worth hardly everything, was it? Yeah, that sounds like a nice way to live. Now you got me waiting to receive the approval of our countrymen in the future. Maybe I'll call the soy sauce we sent to Tokyo Satomi soy sauce.
Sounds like a great plan to me.
And we'll need some promotional posters, won't we? I imagine we'd sell like crazy if we had a poster of you in a bathing suit holding a bottle.
We'll be sure to find a prettier girl than me for that. So I hope you'll forgive me if I pass.
I want to see you in a bikini.
Oh, God. Hey, old man, don't push it.
Whoa.
Hell yeah, Rose.
Ah, the soft hand, a girl younger than my granddaughter, simply divine.
Damn. Wow, that was a very fast chapter. That went way too well. Way too well. That went way too well. There's got to be some kind of complication here.
Oh, welcome back. You're back surprisingly early.
Seeing that you've come back alive, I'm guessing everything went pretty well.
That's right. Thanks to your groundwork, he didn't treat me like a little girl.
Of course not. We fought each other one-on-one. If we treated you like a little girl, where'd that leave me?
Shall we make a toast? Rose, you like Western alcohol more than sake, right?
It's true.
Sure, I'll make you a drink. From me, Father Caleb, to Madame Rose, to the growth of City 23.
Then I'll have a whiskey and amaretto cocktail.
No, you'd better replace the whiskey with vodka.
I see. A perfect match for Mother Rose.
Damn, she's gonna get hammered.
Is it peaceful in City 23?
Without you, anyway's peaceful.
True enough.
I got no desire to get friendly with you. Go away. I'm busy God.
Oh, I thought you were just standing there with a blank look on your face. Forgive me.
I'm glaring at all the other customers.
Oh, that's so. You're pretty awesome, Wayne Goon.
Well, I did think it'd be a lot more tense around the Satomi lines.
I never imagined they'd give us such a big welcome.
The criminal underworld has a dark image, full of threats and pain. But I guess the most important thing is peace between people. Only punks fight all the time. I've got to be samurai. Samurai don't take their swords out until shit gets real. True. Really strong men never take their swords out until the proper time comes.
It's a good lesson. I should change the way I think.
Damn. Ooh, it's Oliver. Wow. God. These two. Oh, God. I so want these two to be together.
It'd be cool to be calm and nihilistic all the time. But kick butt whenever you get serious. I want to be fucking Sasuke, even though I'm clearly a Naruto archetype. Whoa! That's just what I'd like to be.
You are literally the opposite of that archetype, Charles. Partly because of the recent success during the conference with President Satomi, the mood throughout the bar was peaceful. As midnight approached, the bar was filled with a cheery bustle of customers. Who could possibly notice a few men with killing intent slipping into such a cheery din? Oh no, the generic Mook Society!
They've totally let their guards down. We're gonna totally win. Against Caleb and Miguel and freaking Wayne and the Wandering Dogs, totally. They don't stand a chance against generic mooks. We'll do it here. We'll slip out while it's still crazy. You made too many enemies, Madame Rose. You guys, stay close to the entrance. You, come from that other corner. You shoot from that angle.
The leader drew a map on the table with a wet finger, showing them their angles to attack from. By attacking from multiple angles, they plan to have no blind spots, letting them finish their job with certainty.
If we can take out Madame Rose, that's enough. The moment you see her dancing with the spirit of blood, make a run for it. You got the cover and just started, right? Of course. Okay, let's do it.
The men all rose from their seats at once. In the scene immediately behind them was a small girl. Ninja time. As Xiaolan watched the hitmen leave, she stared at Zell's profile. Ooh, she must recognize her. Her expressionless gaze seemed to be glaring or maybe watching intently. Oh no, she knows who Zell is. That's right, from the other place. She just stared, with Zell's every movement reflected in her eyes. Zell felt that gaze and looked around uncomfortably. Then the two pairs of eyes met. Separated by several tables and guests, Zell's and Xiaolan's eyes met. Huh? Finally, Zell realized that the girl was staring at her. She had no idea what she was being stared at. Oh, there's a typo here. The girl's mouth seemed to be moving, but she couldn't hear what it was in this tumult of noise. Who are you? She could actually say something? Zell? Wait, Zell? What's wrong? The hitmen reached their positions. They removed the safeties from their handguns in their pockets. The leader would give the signal. The other waited for the signal to attack. The crowd of customers getting in the way flowed and split.
Let's do it!
The leader gave an exaggerated nod, and the next instant, all the hitmen had drawn their guns. Damn! At the same moment, one was kicked away, one was held down, one had his arms pinned behind him, and one was grabbed by the arms. The members of the Wandering Dogs were sticking to the backs of 4 hitmen. These people have guns!
What do you think you're doing, little girl?
We've had you marked the whole time.
Charles told us you were suspicious.
All according to Keikaku.
Charles's sense of smell was as sharp as an animal's. It immediately told him that these people didn't smell like residents of this town.
You don't smell like the sea. Damn brats! Let go! How could the generic Mook Alliance possibly be defeated?
Hitmen weren't so weak that mere children could keep them pinned down. They each knocked members of Zell's team away, but their sneak attack had been completely spoiled. Enemies!
Rose-san, get down!
Madame Rose! Your life is ours.
You know, I can't let you run wild on Satomi Line's turf.
Sudden gunfire started a panic among the customers. They stumbled to the ground, then fought each other to get out of the bar. The remaining hitmen timidly raised their hands.
What? How could our perfect plan fail? Frickin', all we had to do was defeat the bosses of the previous arc, as well as the main characters of this arc. There was no way we could have lost without any named characters.
However, as they did, Several men could be seen dashing into the bar, the opposite direction from the retreating customers. They were all holding machine guns. Oh my god. Surely they had planned to jump in if the sneak attack had gone off poorly. Everyone, get cover!
Kill them all! Generic Mook Society, go!
It seems you're quite popular. It's an unpleasant job. I wish I could retire too.
Rosong, get behind the counter.
It's been so long since I've smelled gunpowder. Now I'm all excited. But you never think you'd see this thing before any more, Collider, and be with you ruining on my side.
That is certainly right. I never thought I would be...
Oh yeah, now we get to work together. Come on, let's go. I can't believe this.
You'll never defeat the Generic Mook Society!
Oh, I doubt that, you poor sweet summer child. Is it just me, or is your shooting arm better?
You've just gotten worse. Enough clowning around. Get your head behind cover. Get your heads behind cover.
Generic Mook Society forever! Where's Madame Rose hiding? Damn, these guys making it difficult. She's gotta be behind the counter still. If I look crazy and tear the counter apart.
Lightweight Lacho!
Okay, Zal. You won't let him get to this side.
Let's go, wandering dogs.
Now we got our own freaking theme song. Here I go! Ultra Slingshot!
Time for some rogue sneak attacks.
How about an action surge or two? The Generic Mook Society. How droll.
Yes, nice going, guys.
Damn brats! Stop darting around!
Alonzi! You'll never defeat me. I don't know how I got this powerful, but I will defeat you. Huh. My power is beyond your comprehension, no? See you.
Ooh, you midgets aren't that bad, Wayne.
That's enough, you guys. Get cover.
Ignore the brats, just focus on Madame Rose. We'll take to the whole store. Counter, drink rack, walks and all. Bolts and all. The Generic Mook Society is surely invincible.
Any idea who they are? There's so many possibilities, I have no clue. Somebody hired the Generic Mook Society and I don't know who it was. It was probably the Golden Dragon Society.
You wouldn't be a real evil mastermind if it were any other way.
It's about time we finish this. If it gets any worse, it'll be trouble for the bar.
Well, I am employed as a bartender here after all. But then I got kicked out of my new workplace.
Rose pulled a gun out of her pocket. She moved with a practiced motion, the gun firmly in her hand. Seemed she still hadn't let up on her training. Caleb moved his hands beneath the counter.
Now you get to control me.
With a heavy-looking machine gun peeked out from there, he grinned. Wayne-kun, we're fighting back! Time for a combo attack!
Got it, Rose-san.
Yeah, looked like our business is moving tonight. A nice buffet.
Yeah, that's all you can eat. Let's go. Time to ravage them.
All right. I'm using your training, Leo. Guard me.
I can't believe you really thought you could win without a unique character. Such impudence.
Yeah, what's up with this bar? Why are they so heavily armed? I've seen that bartender somewhere. No, that's crazy. He's dead. And there's no one who wear a crazy outfit like that except Miguel.
The resemblance is obviously a coincidence. If it weren't and you noticed, we couldn't be able to let you escape here alive. Yes? Oh yes! Oh my god! Do we get to control Amanda? Oh my god. Oh wait, no, that was another Miguel. Okay.
I'm here for you, Rose.
Yeah!
Time to get started. Let's finish this up, shall we?
This bar's a trap. They knew we were coming. Retreat, they'll take us all out.
Damn it, I wish they gave Amanda a combat screen.
Wouldn't hurt defeating one of these babies first.
Uh-oh, hand grenade. I bet Shaolan is gonna stop that one. One of the men took a hand grenade out of his pocket. One of them used by the old Japanese army. And the bar was packed with people the guests would get in the way, making grenades impractical. However, by now, it would be capable of wielding a deadly force. The moment he tried to put his fingers through the pin, the grenade was knocked away. Sharp strike of a marble smashed his fingernail. Ha! You won't get away with that so easy! Nina the Ranger's here and ready to go! Just see if you can beat my aim.
Let's go!
I haven't even broken a sweat.
Time to work on my own martial arts. You will never defeat the wandering dogs.
Most certainly, Zell. I will fight for you and for Battle Rose. KO, motherfuckers!
With even grenades, their big chance at a turnaround denied to them. The hitmen realized they'd been repelled completely.
Retreat! Retreat, we failed! Madam Rose, there's still lots of people who want you dead. Don't forget it. The generic Mook Society will return!
Moron! Like we got the time to remember each and every one of you. Right.
No, I won't forget. and neither will I forget the ideals I must defend despite it all. The hitmen raced each other to get into several cars, then drove away at full speed. Miguel dashed out, attempting to fill their cars with even more bullets, but Caleb stopped him.
That's enough, Miguel. Any more and we disturb the neighbors.
Oh, pooh. You never let me have any fun. Didn't get to shoot nearly enough.
Isn't it part of your job to prevent needless gunfire in Chiba?
What ticks me off is that you had to fire your gun.
Inside the bar, the storm had passed and silence had returned. The aftermath of the rain of bullets had puddles of glass covering the floor. A muddle of several alcoholic drinks had spread across the entire floor, making the whole room smell like booze. That mouth-watering aroma felt comforting for some reason.
We're gonna have to clean this up, aren't we?
Of course. Here's a broom.
Oh, I'll help too. It's sort of my fault after all.
You might say that. Okay, let's clean it up together.
Rose-san, it's still dangerous here. Shall we hurry up and leave?
They won't come again. We can't just leave this place as it is now, can we?
Here's a broom for you too, Wayne. Are you planning on making Rose do all the work?
Oh, we'll help too.
Wayne-san, we'll do the cleaning. No, I'll do it.
Come on, Wayne-kun. Why so down?
He doesn't like those kids stealing his spotlight.
That kid uses his nose to sniff out an outsider. Nice going, kid. If you want to live in the underworld, you need those animal instincts.
Well, oh wow.
Awesome, Charles! You just got complimented by Father Caleb!
Those kids are for Wayne's group, aren't they? Shouldn't you praise them a bit more instead of sulking around? You get some credit for their accomplishments, since you were the one who decided to bring them along.
That's right. Thanks for bringing such reliable kids, Wayne-kun.
Looks like you've got an annoying job too now.
Oh, shut up. Wandering dogs. Well done. You have my praise.
What? Is that all?
Shut up. I got no need to listen to your orders. Oliver, Charles, Nina, and Zalto. You did great. Compared to that, I screwed up. I'll acknowledge you as full adults.
Really? Honey, Wayne!
Thank you so much, Wayne-san.
Alright! Yes! Yeah! Great going, everyone. You finally gotten Wayne-san's approval.
It's thanks to you, Zal. Because we did what you said, fortune came our way.
You're a goddess. Oh, you're a goddess of fortune. Even Wayne's clumsy praise sent the wandering dogs jumping around joyfully. Okay, everyone. Our jobs as wandering dogs isn't over yet. We can't make the big bosses do the cleaning.
Such spirited children.
As long as they're brats like that, I'm not too worried about City 23's future.
Yeah. I also want to give it my all to protect their smiles. It took until midnight, but they managed to finish the big cleanup. The counter and several tables were literally honeycombed. The drink rack was also a pitiful sight, but once they cleaned it up, the number of damaged bottles was surprisingly small.
A table might be a honeycomb when it's shot 10 times, But it only takes cleaning up 10 drink bottles to fix that.
I think even the holes in the counter could be hidden with a few decorations. Even the hotel we had our showdown in was fine after half a year of renovations.
We really messed that place up, didn't we?
Though we did end up spending a lot of money on it. All because someone decided to shoot the whole place up with machine guns. Okanogi and you. Oh, apparition. Am I that close to the end of the episode? You kids. Could you help out a bit? You must be hungry cleaning up until this late at night. Oh yes, I'll help.
I'm starving.
Come on, Charlesy, you help too.
Hey, we're moving this sofa. Take that end.
Oh, hello, Guppy Force. Welcome to the stream. Keep going? Sure. Oh, wow. So we're going to end the episode on a peaceful note. Interesting. Rather than how we ended episode 1. I can finish season 2 today. Wow. Jeez. Huh. That's pretty incredible. After somehow managing to straighten up the bar, they gathered up the tables and chairs and set up the surviving bottles and snacks.
Should I stick around too?
Of course. You get over here too.
Wait, who said that? You know, it was Miguel. Okay.
Of course. You get over here too, Wayne. Don't act so friendly with me. You want my boss?
Wayne-kun, come over here. Tonight, let's forget about friends and foes. And anyway, Caleb-san and Miguel-san aren't enemies anymore.
Yeah, I'm no enemy.
Stop living like a creep right behind Rose-san's back. Come on, wandering dogs. Sit. Yes, sir, Wayne-san.
We aren't just little brats. We wouldn't try to snatch some food unless you gave us permission.
That's not really something to brag about.
Madame Rose, we're all here. Good work, everyone. It seems we ran into a tough spot, but just like usual, we managed to make it through.
How tough you've grown.
You can't manage anything in this world if you aren't tough. So, shall we all make a toast?
To the Queen of City 23.
To the future of City 23. To our beloved Caleb.
To our beloved Madame Rose. Hey, wait! You're all underage, aren't you?
Don't worry, Aniki. Ours aren't alcoholic.
I can't believe that they'll let him participate in a fucking shootout, but they're worried about drinking age. Jeez. They're just strange drinks that happen to resemble alcohol. Like in the Minako.
After all, it's not good to drive drunk.
Underage?
This is fucking hilarious. I bet they made him put this in. Oh my god.
Underage people shouldn't drink. We won't break Wayne-san's rules.
Oh my god. There was a moment like this in Tales of Berseria where the main character had killed and set to death numerous people at that point in the story. It was very in the beginning. And she was because she's 18 she's no, she's 19 and she was at the bar. It's like sorry, I won't drink because I'm underage. And I was like, that was the most hilarious thing because she was literally on the run from the law, and everything. It was fucking hilarious. Oh my god.
Underage people shouldn't drink. We won't break Wayne Song's rules. We're the Wandering Dogs, a Primavera crew, showing loyalty to Madame Rose and Wayne Song.
Then I'll make a toast to all of the wandering dogs. Thanks so much for what you did back there. I owe my life to you all. Cheers. Kanpai. Glasses clinked together and the night progressed cheerfully. When everyone heard that the wandering dogs played music, they were asked to perform. Fortunately, the piano seemed to survive the gunfight. Oh my god, so after all, it did end up with them performing for Rose and everybody. Oh my god. They were able to perform with Oliver at the piano and Zell singing. Which meant that Amanda had to sing too. Rose was dragged on stage. That's right, Rose can also sing. And the bar was filled with a harmony that had never been heard anywhere before, not even in Club Primavera. That strange, sometimes noisy, sometimes calm time continued until dawn. I definitely, I gotta say, thanks for telling me, because I totally would have stopped playing right here. Even the timing's perfect. I am gonna save, but don't worry, I'm still gonna continue. I do, however, have to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Please, apparition, if you can work up before, can you please tell me around approximately how much left do I have in the episode? I do have to, I will be right back, though. Thanks. $30 to 40 minutes? Okay. Okay. Perfect. That's what I thought. Okay. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. It's going to be a bit of a long one today, but yeah, that's cool. That used to be kind of the norm, around between 2 and 3 hours. It's been more to 2 lately. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it screen scrolled because the stupid message. Whenever a message box pops up that I don't think you guys can see, for whatever reason, it feels the need to scroll a line. So, yep, sorry. Let's see.
Take care, Madame Rose.
You let those guys back in Tokyo eat as much delicious soy sauce as they want.
I will. I'll make City 23 a more and more wonderful place.
Make sure you guard her nice and good next time, Wayne Coon. Shut up. Next time we meet, I'll crush your face.
That's right. Remember earlier
when I said I wanted to drink with you one of these days? Oh, he has a crush on... Oh, I knew it. I fucking knew this was gonna happen if he lived. He has a crush on freaking Wayne as well.
No, I don't. I must have forgotten him when you were beating the shit out of me.
Oh, I never thought that wish would come true in a place like this. Rapunzel, good luck with your singing and your work. I hear you've lost your memory, but that's hardly an important matter when compared with how you'll live your life in the future. Think of it as being reborn and enjoy your new life.
Yes, ma'am. Oui. Thank you for everything, Amanda-san.
And you brats keep your wits about you too. You're called Oliver, right, kid? Everyone gets impatient when they're young. You can be sure you got plenty of chances to shine eventually. Stay alert and don't rush things. You moved well back there. I look forward to the day when you make a name for yourself.
Thank you very much, Father Caleb.
And you, kid with a good nose. Charles, was it? Keep sharpening your senses.
Yes, Father!
It's your nose that defended against their sneak attack. You deserve the most credit for yesterday's work. Most people who manage to live long in the underworld have good noses.
Like me and Wayne!
I told you to stop touching me!
Nina, you're already a very attractive woman. Don't forget that your charm will shine the more you stay true to who you are.
Wow, that is a lovely sentiment. Understood, Madam Amanda. Oh, wow. Damn. What a beautiful thing to say. Being so complimented by big shots in the criminal underworld left them all in a state of mixed tension and excitement. Then Rose's group returned to City 23 with a wonderful souvenir, President Satomi's agreement to distribute soy sauce. Oh, yep. Oh, okay, here we go. Damn. This one did not end on a cliffhanger in the least. Okay. Wow. Again, it ended in the middle of an arc. But, this was nowhere near a cliffhanger that the other one was. There you go. Oh, what is it? Did something come up? This is Wayne.
I thought it might be a good time for some more tea.
Oh, you're right. The teapot is empty. Incredibly, Advisor Uedera had personally brought them tea. As he quietly served it, I still couldn't believe that he was the same Wayne Uedera from the story I'd just been hearing. Come on, show us what he looks like as an old man. I want to see. Pretty shocking, isn't it? That mad dog Wayne turning into such a quiet old man. Well, that's... His piercing gaze is still in full force, I think.
Surely you jest. I'm merely old dog Wayne now. Here you are, Hashibara-sama.
His tea is quite delicious. After all, he was trained by the legendary tea master, Cyrus Saimura.
Oh, not at all. I could hardly compare to Saimura-san's skill even now.
His talent has even been praised by tea masters. When I was at the cultural missionary, I'd learned the rules of Japanese tea drinking. I never dreamed that I'd been able to put those lessons into practice like this. I picked up the teacup, remembering all the strict rules for doing so. Advisor Uedera watched and complimented me. Oh my god, is that him? Oh my god!
Wow, he looks very different. Damn. Yeah, wow, and he kept his hair too. Oh my god. That Wayne, who used to be shy, sulky, and unable to properly praise the wandering dogs for their accomplishments, was now advisor Udera. He doesn't look that old. Damn. Really good for his age. Holy shit, considering what? It's 60 years later? So he must be like in his 80s, his early 80s. At least. Early to mid 80s. Like, holy shit, and he looks fantastic for that age. He noticed me staring at him.
Have I come up in your story?
That's right. We were just talking about when you traveled to Chiba.
Such an embarrassing story.
That's not true. You managed to spectacularly repel the enemies, didn't you?
First-rate guards make enemies hesitate for attacking in the first place.
That's right. Guards who have to repel attacks are second rate. If you have no urgent business, you should remain with us for a while.
If that's your wish.
Madame Jean took out a legless chair out of a closet. And Advisor Udera took it and sat down. A legless chair?
I see. 1948, is it? That takes me back.
It's better for you to talk about things that happened before 1950. What happened in 1950? Really? You weren't in Primavera at that time? Oh, damn. Okay, so you're nobody we know. Wow. Okay. Are you gonna come in at like the very end of the last arc and it's like Rose is like, here, you take Primavera, and like she'll be like, oh, really? Okay, Joel. I see. I kept thinking it was strange that you didn't appear in the story. This much has been built up out of information I heard from a great many people. After all, when Udera was a bit younger, he used to tell me about it a lot.
Nothing can be as embarrassing as the idle chatter of an old man.
Advisor Udera, do you still remember that time well?
But of course, I could never forget. Such fondly remembered Rose Gun days.
He's the man who revered Madame Rose more than any other. In a sense, you could say that he is the one who requested all of this. He wanted the forgotten name of Madame Rose to be passed down to later generations. You should tell the story as well. Story of Madame Rose. I know you're bad at speaking, but I believe this is your duty.
Understood. Then where shall I begin?
Start from when Madame Rose returned after speaking with the Satomi Alliance about the distribution of soy sauce. That was a period when springtime was in fullest bloom in City 23.
From the start of the soy sauce war, you mean?
Oh my god. The soy sauce war? Everyone in City 23 was happy and able to get cheap, delicious soy sauce. And well, matters didn't proceed as smoothly as might have one hoped.
In a sense, the war on that day may have been a miniature model of this entire country.
A miniature model of the country? This might get a tad hard to talk about. Chinese and Americans had nothing to do with it. Oh, really? It was merely the contemptible behavior of the Japanese. Really? As they waited for Advisor Udera to speak, whole room was wrapped in stern silence. The sound of the shishiodoshi outside echoed through the room. Advisor Udera sat quietly, apparently sifting through half-century-old memories as he searched for where to begin. He was one of those who had lived alongside Madame Rose. The only person who knew about the Madame Rose who existed before 1950. What story will he tell? Even though springtime is about to descend on City 23, I can sense a faint shadow across his face. Oh god, something bad happened? Oh boy, all seasons eventually fade. Spring is no exception. Primavera, racing about for City 23's sake, was working hard to regain that bit of food culture known as soy sauce. However, the great struggle that would essentially be called the soy sauce war was nearly at hand. Okay, so we are leaving off not on a cliffhanger this time. Hey Leo, haven't seen you in a while. Okay, I definitely see why you told me to finish today. I can't wait to see the preview for next time. Oh, was the previews. Definitely more about the Golden Dragon Society. Is Alfred gonna be? Oh my god! Yay, witch hunt. And scripter, which Ryukishi cannot part with for some reason. He's like freaking George R.R. Martin, who like still writes on a fucking ancient computer. And you and me? Really me? Oh. And you? Wait a minute. What does Ever 17 have to do with any of this? Look at all these other medals I have no idea how to get. Jeez. Oh, hello, Eblis. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're almost done. Oh, but thank you. We're almost done with this stream, I mean. Oh, that's okay, Eblis. Seriously. Real life always comes first. But thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, preview, preview, preview. Here we go. The Countrymen's Labor Union finally opened, and the laborers of City 23 were able to securely obtain high-wage jobs. When the income of low-level laborers goes up, it's like improving the blood flow to every corner of a body. With a body, every part will become nice and warm. It's the same with cities. Stable wages led to stable consumption, which led to stable supplies and stable lifestyles. Also, the people were invigorated by rumors that the once luxury status soy sauce become cheaply available. People of City 23 could feel how their daily lives were improving. Those who knew that this was thanks to Madame Rose were probably grateful every day of their lives. City 23 enjoyed a springtime brought about by Madame Rose and Primavera. Surely, spring would fade to summer eventually. Summer will lead to growth while also testing them with thunderstorms. The cumulonimbus clouds that would cover City 23 were slowly, steadily approaching. Although I can't tell what they would be from. Yeah, Chinatown. Yeah, probably. Is she gonna actually talk?
Well, life certainly would be easier if Madame Rose were an opponent who could be removed so easily by an attack of that nature. Thank you for going all the way out to Chiba. Here, your favorite treat. I may lose my freedom of movement for some time. Please take as many as you like and go.
Okay, good. So he hasn't been killed yet, at least. Meiju took several mooncakes out of a drawer and tossed them all over the place. Xiaolan caught them all as nimble as a cat.
You should go as soon as you're done. A troublesome guest will be here soon. I don't want the two of you to meet.
Are we gonna finally meet the young lord? Xiaolan's small ears perked up like the cat's. I think we're gonna finally meet our boss for this fucking arc. They heard several cars stopping in front of the building. There were a few guests who came here with multiple cars. I guess Xiaolan's thing is that she doesn't speak.
It's all right. I won't die. Go, now is the time.
Meiju opened the window. After looking between Meiju's face and the window several times, Xiaolan left out the window and climbed up the outer wall. She kept on staring anxiously at Meiju as he closed the window. Once the window was closed, a knock told him that a guest had arrived.
Honeyki, Master Wang has arrived.
Before Meiju could answer, the door was forcefully thrust open. Ooh, is he his father? Then a majestic, stately man strode in with a crowd of subordinates behind him. Meiju welcomed the man with a deep bow. In the same moment, the man's face broke into a smile as he spread his arms and laughed. Damn it, how do I... Okay, so he doesn't seem like a boss either. Let's see. What voice?
Hey there, little May.
I'm trying to do an older version of Meiju's voice. Because he looks like he could be his father. Certainly not the young lord.
Are we happy today?
It's been... Oh, it's his brother. I guess his older brother. Okay.
It's been so long, honored brother. Yep, long time no see. Hey, did you go? Remember that place I introduced you to earlier? The bar lady's been dying to see you again. I've been so busy that I'm afraid I've neglected my own entertainment.
He looks very familiar to me somehow.
You sure you just don't like girls in Western dresses more than Chinese ones?
Oh, it's like in all the wuxia. I get it, Guppy Force. Yep. Okay, so they're not actually brothers. And like every wuxia and shansha, like everybody calls each other brother and sister, but nobody is ever related unless they're in the royal family. Then they're actually related.
Nothing of the sort. I see you're as sharp-tongued as ever, honored brother.
He called him honored brother, but of course, he wasn't really Meiju's brother. Oh, there we go. They're clarifying. The man's name was Wang Yuan Hong. Wang was written with the character for king. Just as Meiju was called Black Dragon Lee, this man was also given a dragon title. His name was Blue Dragon Wang, one of the high-level VIPs honored with a dragon title.
Sounds like you've really put your foot in it. There's more ways than one. I have always tried to act for the best. But that's no good. You mustn't let Primavera get carried away. Like that Japanese union. It was pretty bad to let that go through without stopping it at any cost. Originally, it was to be an exchange for ideal of City 23 special office windows, but some small fry decided to open up a troublesome little business. Wasn't Song one of your followers, honored brother? Little Song? Special offers windows? What are you talking about? I haven't heard about any of this.
Is this an okay voice for him?
Come to think of it, he hasn't dropped by to play lately either. How's little Song been doing? I sure would like to go fishing with him again. Ocean fishing. I'd bet we get to eat some nice meat and catch some fat fish together.
I think I can. Guffy Force, yeah.
You see, people aren't amused. They don't like the Japanese getting all the high-wage jobs to themselves. And yes, true, those jobs were bought with the special office windows. So it's up to them to set whatever wages they choose. However, the general public doesn't care a damn about all that. They can't forgive the fact that people of a defeated country are getting higher wages than them. And yet if we gain the special office windows for ourselves, we could be able to guarantee the same wages. Hold up there, little May. Better not say any more.
Of course, the Golden Dragon Society also has special offers windows in its home base of City 22. If it wanted to, it would be possible for it to offer high-wage jobs like Primavera. However, if it guaranteed high-wage jobs on par with Primavera's, those greedy elders would lose their share. Fuck the elders. I see. So he's like a Damon Gant type of guy. Is what you're saying, Guffy Force. Originally, the GDS was a force created to protect their countrymen living in Japan in City 23. The original leader had hoped to bring an immediate end to the profitless feuds between his countrymen and City 22. Trying to serve his countrymen as quickly as possible. Because of that, he prioritized the expansion and stabilization of the GDS over everything else, forcing his executives to gather money at a fierce pace, so he's kind of like Caleb. With their vast financial resources, they made the Chinese occupying forces in City 23 acknowledge their existence. They succeeded in gaining control of the whole city, putting a stop to minor feuds between their countrymen. Oh yeah, it's pretty. One might call it a successful example of what Caleb had attempted to do in City 23. However, because the original leader had set his executive members raising each other to gather money, they had become the slaves of a money-worshipping mentality. So, when said leader suddenly died, they began to run wild. When are we going to see the young lord? The young lord, son of the original leader, was attempting to return the GDS to its founding principles. It was an organization that had stepped forward and dirtied its hands to save its countrymen, bearing the brunt of all attacks. Originally, the GDS was the exact same sort of organization as Primavera. However, partly due to the breakup of the original leader's reign of fear, the Council of Elders was now running wild.
The business of all the elders is none of mine. And anyway, no matter how much dough they make, they'll never be able to take it with them to the next world. Yes, as you say. However, we'll receive their money-making system as a huge inheritance. As long as we keep them happy, we'll have nothing to worry about in our old age. I'll bet your shoulders roll tense, 'Cause you take things too seriously, little May. You gotta relax, man. Relax. Anyway, please leave this problem to me. By which you mean...
Okay, make it more playful, thank you.
I mean that'll make sure the Council of Elders is satisfied. We must see to it that Madame Rose is given a good reminder. Japan has already been destroyed, and they are only being kept alive thanks to the compassion of others.
Season 3. Coming soon, or coming next time we play this game, because it's a complete collection. Interesting. So, yep, Season 3 was released. Yes, it was. 07th expansion. Alright, you guys, next time we will continue. I want to see what the new title screen looks like. Here we go. Yep. Ooh. It sounds, yeah, so we're fully focusing on the wandering dogs now here with this opening here. I can't wait, you guys. Again, this arc is fucking awesome. I don't know if there's 3 arcs total or 4 arcs total in Rose Guns Days, but damn, I can't wait to continue to this. I can't wait to continue this and Season 3, of course. So thank you guys so much, seriously, for joining me on this a bit of an extra longer stream. I'm feeling a lot better than I was, probably because I'm eating a bit healthier. So, again, I really appreciate it. So next time, it is Sunday, so on Tuesday, we'll continue with Remember 11, maybe ending the part with ending Kokuro's side. Then, so that's interesting. Halfway through Rose Guns Days and halfway through Remember 11 at pretty much the exact same time. Or rather, no. Remember 11 has more than just Satoru's part. It also has the true ending, so we're not halfway through. But we're ending a section at the same time. So until next time, we'll continue this on Thursday. So until next time, I will say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.